Stand up, hockey fans. We're about to get started from the PPG Paints Arena. It's the Washington Capitals hosting the Pittsburgh Penguins. It's Ovechkin versus Crosby for the upteenth time. 62nd, okay? The Steel City's rocking for this one. Very important game in the Metro Division. Hasn't started yet. Who do I think will win, Alex? I'm going to go Pittsburgh in this one. As much as I don't like either team, for the sake of the Islanders' playoff hopes, Pittsburgh's got to win just so the Islanders can catch up since they've got the Blues tonight. If you live in D.C., you think the Great Eight, Ovi-Wan, Alex Ovechkin is the best. But on the other hand, if you live in the Steel City, Sid the Kid. Ovechkin got 4 more points over Sid in terms of points leader since 2005 when they arrived. Ovechkin, 1,401 points. Sydney, 1,397 points. Pittsburgh sits in the top 3, 2 behind the Rangers, 6 behind the Rangers, 8 behind Carolina. Washington sits 11 ahead of the Islanders in terms of the wild cards, of that last wild card spot. Capitals have 11 games left after this. Pittsburgh will be down to 9 after this. And it's really starting to come into some level of reality. But who's going to take it? In other words, when you look at Ilya Samsonov and Vitek Vanasek, they're pretty even in for the Capitals. 3 shutouts each, similar records. Their goal, Vanasek's a little better in the net, however, despite the fact he hasn't played as many games and has the lower winning percentage. Crosby back today. Let's see if he's ready to go. We'll be back with some extra content and before we get to the puck drop. Don't know how soon until the puck drops. I am not a fan of these trans woman commercials. Why? Because this is basically because going into women's sports for men, it's just an excuse to cover up their own insecurities and the fact they couldn't make it as men. That's all it is. No more, no less. Sam Adams Wicked Pack and a MLB 22 The Show Pack. Commercial. From what I've heard, they've refined the game mechanics, and now that it's available on, it's now become a generic baseball title, i.e., it's out on all platforms: PS5, Switch, Xbox Series X. On paper, it sounds like a cool idea, but in execution, I'm a little worried about it. I mean, nope, GameSpot gave it a 7, and I'm pretty sure IGN's not going to give it any higher than that either, out of 10. And now we got a Domino's commercial. The road to the cup is not getting any easier for these guys. Oh, yeah. Wired with Penguins coach Mike Sullivan as he's in the Penguins dressing room, in the Penguin locker room. Talking about a lot of bad luck. Returning the lineup, John Marino, who missed a game. Sidney Crosby's missed a game, and Jason Flowers, who's missed two. Oh, soccer, sorry. Through the wire. We'll be right back. This is the downside of this crap. When you jump in right as they say the TV showing is gonna drop. Okay. I only know the lunch and dinner boxes at Taco Bell for $5. Though some of them are actually 6, but whatever. I may have to get that. But then again, I'm going to try to conserve most of my money between now and, I guess, the end of May. Why? I plan to go to a convention in Raleigh at the end of end of that month, and then I'll have to go to another one at the beginning of June in Charlotte. Fingers crossed that a certain voice actor, especially at the latter, is not. He does not have his invite rescinded and revoked. If he does, I'm going to be pissed. Now, at the former one that happens in Raleigh, he's not showing up because he's been blacklisted. I'm going there for a different reason that I don't want to get into. Sorry to let some skeletons out of my closet, but you get the point. I don't want to talk about most of it. Let's go to Steve, Mark, and Chris. Two goals and two assists in the win on Wednesday over the Lightning for the Capital for Johnny Carlson. Carlson 1 point shy of his fourth 60-point season, career 60-point season. A feat not usually hit by a lot of defensemen. And for those wondering, no, I am not watching the Masters. I am not a fan of golf. I don't really care for golf, for those wondering. I seriously don't give a rat's ass for golf, those wondering. Washington sends Ilya Samsonov into the net, 29-4 record, 295 goal average, 89.9% save percentage, 3 shutouts. Penguins going right to left. Tristan Yari starts in the net for the Penguins, 33-17-6, 2.38 goals against average, 92% save percentage, 4 shutouts. Capitals will be going left to right. We're going right to left. We're going left to right. Pittsburgh wins the draw. And out of the gate, and 7 seconds into the game, the puck goes into the Penguin bench. Draw one of the Capitals. Excuse me. Letang with it. Puck iced. Back in 2016 and 2017, both of them coming at the Capitals' expense in early rounds. And the Caps took it in 18 in retribution. Russ kicks it out. Russ, I should say. Ovechkin loses the puck. Malkin behind the Capital net, passes it, shot, save, rebound, score! Brian Ross gets the Penguins on the board just about 45 seconds into the game. Malkin with a good move behind the wraparound gets ricocheted off the puck, off Letang, or is that Getzlaff? No, that's Letang. And then Ross just shovels it home. Oh, Getzel, I should say, was saved, open mouth, under the stick, and went in. And the Penguins get on the board out of the gate, 45 seconds into the game. Capitals with it. That's his 24th of the year. And the Capitals respond right back just 16 seconds later. Samuelson, I believe that was, who got it in, and we're tied at 1. Oh, Marcus Johansson got it in. Oshie and ricochet off Russ's. That's Johansson's 7th. His first is a cap, and we're tied at 1 at 1:01 in this first period. Washington wins the draw. Icing waved off. Puck behind the Cap net. Assists on the Russ goal to Gensel and Malkin, their 38th and 20th respectively. No assist on the Johansson goal. Though I think there should be one to TJ Oshie. Given to TJ Oshie. But that being said, Kasperi Kapanen hits Dmitry Dolov. Let's see. On the ice right now, Marino, Matheson, Bolger, Hennon, Boyle for the Penguins. Wilson, Backstrom, Manta, Van Riemsdyk, and Jensen for the Capitals. Puck goes wide. Marino. Matheson fires one, saved by Samsonov. Russ back on the ice. Letang and Pedersen now in. As are Wilson, Carlson, Schultz, and Favari. And another iced puck. or I could be wrong. Crosby now on the ice. NHL.com is rather slow when it comes to updating. It takes them like 30 seconds. Penalty on Washington. Russ back to Letang. Goes wide. Fire by Crosby, and it's covered up by Samsonov. And at 2:48, we're getting our first penalty of the game. Who's the guilty party? That's Lars Eller. He's going to the box for hooking. Pittsburgh will get the first man up while Eller's in the sin bin. Let's see if they can get the biscuit in the basket. Not a good power play unit this year for the Penguins. Only 19th in the NHL at 21.5%. On the kill, I don't know what the caps are. Charged by Malkin. Power play lineup right now, it's Russ, Malkin, Crosby, Gensel, and Letang for the Penguins. On the kill, Kuznetsov, Jensen, Van Riemsdyk, and Wilson for Washington. Malkin to Russ, back to Malkin, back to Russ. That shot's blocked in front by Kuznetsov. Or Van Riemsdyk, excuse me. And Wilson clears it out. Van Riemsdyk's shaken up after blocking that shot. A cross barely makes it to the front of the net. Cut off. Yari gets it behind his net. It's Jensen who's on the court on the ice now. Or not be. Kapanen, Carter, Rodriguez, Matheson, and Rackle out there, along with Larson, Carlson, Favari, and Hathaway for the Caps. And for the Penguins and Caps, respectively. 24 seconds left on the power play. Covered up by Yari, and there's a scrum in the front of the Penguin net. And on the save by Yari. Capitals 7 shorthanded goals this year, tied for 5th most in the league. Or is it 9th most? I couldn't see. 20 seconds left on the power play. Shot attempt goes wide. Russ has got it. Power play about to expire, and Eller's out of the sin bin. Letang with it. No, that was Letang. 5 minutes in, and 2 goals. It's tied at 1 on goals, 16 seconds apart from each other. And that one's going to get iced. We'll take a timeout. 5:12 left in the first period. Or at least I think we'll take a timeout. Either way, 5:12 gone in the first period. We're tied at 1. Pittsburgh, Washington. Pittsburgh coming off a humiliating 3-0 shutout loss to the Rangers, who are fighting to become the Metro Division champs. The Kuznetsov shot goes wide. Dream strike. Dumoulin loses it. Strike heads off. I was wondering the Van Riemsdyk the Caps have is the younger brother of James Van Riemsdyk. I screwed up, okay? That puck is ice. 6:01 left in the period. The Islanders win over the Hurricanes last night means that if the Rangers win over the Senators, we've got deadlock atop the Metro Division at 100 points each between the Rangers and the Hurricanes, the latter of whom had held the position for pretty much the entirety of this season. Capitals scoreboard record, road record 21-7-5, best in the league on the road. Capitals get the Bruins tomorrow. Pittsburgh gets Nashville tomorrow. So they're playing both teams are playing a back-to-back. Malkin try to get August, but he pushed it too far back. Puck still in the Capital zone and cleared out. Not far enough to get icing. Kuznetsov. Michael save. Jensen patches it. And it gets out and it squirts out. Capitals have to regroup. Crosby. He's a Zucker who fired one, but he got stopped by Samsonov. We'll take a timeout. 12:44 left in the period. We're 7:16 into the period. It tied at 1. Shots 6-4 Pittsburgh. Are 6-4 in favor of Pittsburgh. Hello, Darwin. Hello, hockey fans. Sorry I didn't get your attention, but I've been a little bored. But I'm in a little tunnel vision on this, and I hate commercials. Anyone who knows me knows I hate commercials because I find them too distracting. They're stupid. Let's see who this Van Riemsdyk kid is. Let's see. This is Trevor Van Riemsdyk. I thought it was James. Never mind. Brian Dumoulin. Now, I don't think I'll be able to cover the Stanley Cup playoffs in this manner, folks. If anyone was, or let alone the finals. If anyone thought I was going to do it, I'm not going to. Ovechkin, 43 goals this year, fourth most in the league. One of the three that I know that's ahead of him, Chris Kreider of the New York Rangers. Ovechkin overall has climbed to the fifth let's see. Third all time, 773. He's 28 behind Gordie Howe and over another 100 plus behind The great one, but this one goes in compliments of number 9, who is that on Washington. Either way, it's 2-1 Capitals. And it is Dmitry Orlov who rockets one through the glove side of Tristan Yari, and the Capitals now lead 2-1. Wasn't paying attention. That's number 11. Crosby should be lucky that the Capitals negate the penalty with the goal. 7 minutes and 24 seconds into the period, the Capitals now jump out to a lead. It's 2-1, and offside is the call on the shot, on the new play. Let's look at the Dowd and Crosby. Oh, that was definitely going to be a roughing call on Crosby for that sucker punch on Dowd. And that puck goes into the seats. And much like the first goal by the Capitals, that's also unassisted. Tristan Yari is 1-5 in his last 6 outings, including last week when he lost to the Avalanche 3-2 in the Ball Arena. Rodriguez with a wraparound covered up by Samsonov. Draw one by Pittsburgh. That one's wide. Talking about how subpar the goalkeeping for the Penguins was last year in their playoff round with the Islanders. And I will admit, that was pretty subpar goalkeeping by the Penguins to lose to the Islanders in 6. There's incense in. That won't be icing, but the Capitals will have to regroup. 10-3 in the hit column in favor of the Capitals. Reveal. I'm in with a shot, saved by Samsonov. You can follow the NHL on TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and I don't know what the one with the ghost looks like. Does anyone know what the ghost looking app icon is for? Which app the ghost looking icon is? Pittsburgh shot off the skate. Samsonov rebound goes wide, and the Penguins will have to clear it out. You're forced back by Dumoulin. Zucker fires it back in. Jessen. Hand swat. Zucker to Malkin. Puck goes out. Picked up by the Caps. They got 3-on-2. Kuznetsov. Oh, she tried to jam it home. Crosby. Malkin. If I come. Puck lost. Carlson loses it. Long pass lobbed. Shot off the post. That was by Van Riemsdyk. I mean, it may have been saved by Yari, but it looked more like it hit off the post to me. Pittsburgh trying to pick up the heading with 9, maybe 8.5 minutes left in the period. I can't tell if that's a 9 or an 8. But offside is the call. Anyone who remembers, anyone who heard this morning, this sad news I want to address. Dwayne Haskins dying, the standout QB from the Ohio State and former Redskin and Steelers quarterback Dwayne Haskins passed away this morning in a car accident in South Florida, according to his agent. Fuck Subway. What? Talk about obsessive compulsive from Pittsburgh. I mean, it's no wonder they've been going downhill since 2018. I mean, sure, they're a consistent playoff presence, but they haven't been able to get out of the first round since the 2017-2018 Cup playoffs. And they got knocked out, I believe, in the second round by the Capitals that year. I mean, I can understand why Urinating Tree is getting frustrated with this team at times. Getzel with it. 4-on-1. Fires it. Goes wide. Rebound. Puck bounces up, but it was hand touched. Coming up at the intermission report, we'll break down what happened in period one with Chris Chelios, Steve Levy, and Mark Messier. Yeah, normally that one gets deflected over the ice. Draw one by the Penguins. Or the Capitals, I should say. I don't know who won that draw. Orlov tries to get it out. Orlov still with it. Jackson rips one wide. Orlov recovers it. It's a penalty on Washington. And it's Eller going to the sin bin again, this time for interference. Penguins back on the power play. Penalty at 13:09 into the first period. Let's see where Eller's interference is. Okay, that one, the puck goes wide. Oh, and knocks Pedersen in the Yari, which leads to the interference call. Draw one with the Capitals. Van Riemsdyk clears it across the ice. Yari cuts it off. Pittsburgh 15th in the NHL in the power play. And that puck goes over the net. Ouch. Not to mention they've given up 3 goals against the power play. Minute 30 left in the power play. Capitals clear it out. Malkin. Is that tip rebound? No, it goes wide. Malkin. I never liked the game of keep away with the puck on a power play. Deflected wide. Letang with a shot. That gets off with a shot. That's blocked away. Back to Getzlaff. To Malkin. Down low, save, rebound. Malkin with a one-timer, and it goes wide. Five seconds. And Eller's out of the box. Penguins 0 for 2. That's 14 of the last 15 penalties killed off by the Capitals. Puck behind the Penguin net. Sorry, I'm not paying as much attention as I should, but come on, it's hockey. It's pretty hard to keep track of these guys. Carter loses the puck, ricochets, and back out. Penguins have to regroup. Shots 11-8 Pittsburgh, but it's 2-1 in terms of goals in favor of the Capitals because Netsup clears it out. Yeah, average age is pretty interesting for the Caps. Their players average at 30 or older. That one goes wide. Yard cuts it off. Harrison. And that's going to be an icing call. A buck 47 left in the period. 2-1 Pitts Washington. Oh, it hit the one of the shots hit the post on the power play. Damn it. I didn't catch that. Don't ask what I was doing, okay? I wasn't doing something stupid and disgusting, all right? 4 people in, only one like. Can we get some more likes in here, guys? I'm going to act this for about 50 minutes. We go back to the 2005 from 2005, the day these two men drafted. Ovechkin, Crosby, they've been wanting to kill each other for years. Or beating each other up for 17 plus years. This year, 31 goals in the 62 previous games, 31-28 in goals in favor of Ovechkin, 29 56-29 in favor of Sydney in terms of assists, 84-60 in terms of points in favor of Sydney, and 36 to 25 in favor of Sydney when it comes to the W's. Or was it 35 to 26? Goal! I think it was poked in. I couldn't see how it got in, but is it going to count? Is the question. I did, Austin. I heard about it. Found out about this morning, and you spelled Dwayne wrong. Oh, Malkin squeaked it in. Oh, Jeff Carter, excuse me. I thought it was Malkin who squeaked it through. Went through on the blocker, on the barest gap on the blocker side, and we're tied at 2 with a buck 26 left in the period. It's 419 goals all time for Carter. Rodriguez with the assist. That's his 24th on the year. We're about to hit the final minute of the first period. This game has been pretty high scoring. Saved by Yari on the shot by Larson. 13-8 is the total, and I'm getting a frost advisory for South Carolina counties when I live in North Carolina County. What the fuck's up with that? Puck in the Penguins' offensive zone and the Capitals' defensive end. Do it with a shot that's sent. That's blocked. Trying to play it out front. Heinen. Goal! Brian Boyle this time. And it's 3-2 Pittsburgh. With 29 seconds left in the period, it's 3-2. Over the head of Samsonov on the glove side, on the blocker side. 10th of the year for Boyle. 3-2 Pittsburgh. And with 26 seconds left in the period, or 25 seconds, I should say. Puck cleared, and it'll be ice. Fans don't like the call. 9.5 seconds left. 3-2 Pittsburgh. 14-9 on the shot count in favor of the Penguins. Top of the shot, final seconds, and that's going to end the period. Pittsburgh started off on a slow foot. Both teams got off to a hot start, getting a goal, each getting a goal in the first minute, 61 seconds. But it was Pittsburgh. Then Orlov got one about halfway through the period. About 6 minutes later. But a set of back-to-back goals, just a minute apart for the Penguins from Carter and Boyle, respectively, sees Pittsburgh out on top through the first period. 14-9 was the shot total in favor of Pittsburgh. Penguins 0 for 2 on the power play, though. In terms of tonight's quote unquote rivalry games, there aren't many, to be fair. Just Toronto against Montreal, but that doesn't have playoff implications for either of them. More, less so Montreal than all of a sudden they're mathematically out of the hunt. You could say to a level San Jose, Vancouver, but both are out of the running there. Colorado and Edmonton, mostly Colorado trying to get the President's Trophy. Tomorrow, bro, we have a doubleheader on TNT. Boston against Washington, Nashville against Pittsburgh. Teams are going to be off tomorrow. Only one game on Tuesday. You're going to be off. No, most of the teams are going to be off on Monday. Only one game, Winnipeg against Montreal. On Tuesday, Carolina will play the Rangers. Maybe winner of that will take the lead in the division. Pittsburgh goes to the island and to play the Islanders. Philadelphia will visit. Washington will host Philadelphia. It's all right, Austin. For those who don't know what Holy Moly is, it's a mini golf game show or something. Let me double check. Let me look it up. It's had 3 seasons on ABC. I don't even know how it survived this long. Holy Moly, American sports reality competition created by Chris Culver at ABC. The series of contestants competing against each other in a series of head-to-head sudden death style matchups supervised on a mini golf obstacle course. Rob Riggle and Joe Testori are the commentary. And for those wondering, I don't think Holy Moly they don't go the full 18 holes. Here are the here are the contestants. Julia Hugh, Haley Hunter, Eric Gustafson, Lauren Aloya, Holly Fine, Alex Mendoza, Shay Ben, Jabari London, Rio Hawkins, Maria Bonetti, Scott Glauser, Bob Jensen in the first season. For those wondering, I haven't played miniature golf in years. Season 2, Jack DeSands, Eric Guffinson, Matt Hedges, Stephanie Gibri, Marie Rungro, Avila Ursano, Matt Goldberg, Teresa Smiley. This was around the time the pandemic hit. Karen Slaughter, Aaron Hand, Chris Morales, Solomon Lee, Laura McGowan, Ryan Roth, Morris Jones showed up. And outside of hockey, I relatively boycott ABC content for those wondering. Hello, shiny Elucin cosplayers game corner. What brings you into my stream? And if it's to basically squeal in joy over the whole Serena appearing in Pokemon Journeys yesterday, I'm fully aware of it. The problem was Wallace held Ash and Go up, so Ash couldn't meet Serena until the last minutes of the episode. Oh, number one. And number two, it was predominantly a Chloe centered episode. For those wondering, no, I am not the biggest Pokemaniac, but I have been trying to get back into the anime series a lot recently. I mean, more recently, especially since we're seeing that and with how the Gen 8 series is going, I think by Gen 9, it's time for Ash to pass the torch. That being said, going over what happened in the first period, both teams jumped. I left Twitter due to the clout whores like ISWV fails and leaks. Oh, you sent me an email about what's going. I see. Did you send it to my Twitter account or did you send it to my main email? Because I'm not sure if you've gotten the latter. But that being said, just be warned, if you go try the social media site that I just mentioned, you're going to be on a bit of a waiting list. I would know. I'm still waiting to get on the damn app. Ah, can you send me his channel? I'll mod you and I've just modded you, Shiny EV, SECC, SECGC. So you should be able to send me a link to that video. And you can do it here in the chat if you so wish. For those wondering what that noise is in the foreground, I'm watching in one of mine and Evie's fellow Risen Bowl Rangers, Haley Snodgrass's recent solo color guard performance on Showcase on Facebook. She's actually pretty good. Thanks, Evie.
This is game! Okay, and who's Black Sage D? What's the deal with her and him?
It had to do, like, let's say this, it had to do with him trying to go fight against censorship and all this stuff. But if you look through his tweets, you'll understand the whole deal.
Okay, all right. And so he's fighting through censorship, which I like because I don't really like censorship myself.
Same here, because censorship is kind of wrong in most ways.
Follow the link to what I'm listening to right
Sometimes there
now.
are some age ratings supposed to be for what age appropriate, like minors shouldn't be looking at those 18 plus stuff. And
For those
that
in the
was
chat.
the OnlyFans thing, was it?
What?
No, I must be thinking of the Ministry of Otaku. Someone had a problem with OnlyFans being at an anime convention not too long ago.
That's basically related to Ministry of Otaku situation.
Okay, all right. Okay. But yeah,
Rivalry games, Boston against Montreal.
She's a bit strange, in my opinion. She calls herself I Stand With Vic Fails, but it seems like every tweet I've seen of her isn't really a fail. It's just more, I don't know how to put it. It's not what she. It's not an L. I wouldn't call them.
It's morally out of context and misinformation, I could say.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. And oh my gosh, from Rimuru, he said she's trying to ruin his life with lies. She harassed him at a library.
Yeah, that's where I worked at.
Oh wait, so she harassed you?
No, it's not. It's not I Stand With Vic Fails who harassed me. It's one of her followers. Basically, it's Lady Tora.
Okay, I don't know who that is, and she actually confronted you in real life. She's talking to you in real life. This Lady Tora, like a proxy for I Stand With Vic Fails.
No, she saw me around, cause a scene like a Karen. To be honest.
Oh my god.
Because she's one of I Stand With Vic Fails followers, and I can tell you one.
And considering I actually posted a video, an episode of a show from my childhood on the I Stand With Vic Mignogna Facebook page. That was threefold, and my reason for putting it up was threefold. For those who don't know what show I put up in there, it's a Christian Western show called The Gospel Bill Show. That was later, or Adventures in Dry Gold, that was later rebooted into Bill Gunner, U.S. Marshal. The episode in question revolved around a tax collector basically believing that the main character, Gospel Bill, had embezzled over $5,000 in tax money from the citizens. However, his sidekick, Nicodemus, and the banker and bank president and mayor of the town, Tutwater, who normally doesn't really see eye to eye with the sheriff because of his faith in the Almighty, did some recalculation and found that Bill did not embezzle the money, so he was clear of all charges. But in any case, the point of the story was how those in Kickvick are still, after over 3 years, have let over 3 years now, let Vic live free in their head, rent free in their heads, and they can't stop slandering him. Isn't it true that the words of the stupid cut like a sword, but a wise tongue can heal? Yes. Sorry for getting a little overly slightly preachy, but couldn't help it. Anyway, 5 goals in the first period, 3 of them by Pittsburgh, 2 by Washington, and we're in commercials in the first intermission. We've only got 2 people in here. I've only got one like. Haven't had more than 4 in here at any given time. Critter fixtures, huh? Screw Disney Plus. Screw the $13 price tag on that damn pie. Zaxby's commercial. I was wondering, I live down south, not in the north. You're damn right. Right it is, Evie. Evolution. Second period about to kick off. 3-2 Pittsburgh. They got down early when Malkin went one behind the net, off Getzlaff, and then Russ just smacked it home in an open goal mouth. And that was about 45 seconds into the game. The second one, Jeff Carter squeaked it in, and then this third goal, Dodd gets a hit on a Boyle, and then he just responds by flinging it over the head, flinging it up and over the blocker and head of Samsonov. 7 scoring chances to 4 in favor of the Penguins. 18 hits to 14 hits in favor of the Capitals. Offensive zone time, 5 minutes, 38 seconds for the Penguins, 3 minutes, 15 seconds for Washington in that first period. Let's get back to the PPG Paints Arena with Ferraro on the ice level and McDonough in the box, in the press box. Draw one by the Capitals. They'll be going left to right this period. It Penguins right to left. Crosby 2-on-1. Shot goes what? Was that Russ trying to slide it and it just went on goal and he missed it? Duman takes it away, trying to get it to Letang and does. Or was that Gensel? No, that was Gensel. Letang, Dumoulin fires wide behind the net and save behind the net. Crosby back to Dumoulin to Letang. Shot wide, rebound. Dumoulin, and it's stopped by Samsonov. Malkin with a shot that's blocked in front. Puck goes back to Malkin. That shot goes wide. Rebound he missed off. Dumoulin to Letang. To Malkin. Can't get it through. Rebound and it goes wide. And the Capitals finally clear it out. And it's an icing call, 1:32 into the period. Capitals win the draw, but they lose the puck. Rodriguez can't keep it in. Carlson shoves him down. Backstrom shoots at the length of the ice, and it's going to be an icing again. Word of advice, Evie, post that podcast on the Ice Stand with Vic Brigade, in the Ice Stand with Vic Facebook page. And another icing. Excuse me. This period starting a little slower than it did in the first. Sharks rebound. Why? Stopped by Yari. Puck was pinballing. I couldn't tell who had it. That one goes wide. Crosby on the break. Here he comes. And that's saved by Samsonov. And it's Letang going to the let's see, what's the interference call? Interference call on number 5. So the Capitals will get their first power play. That's Matheson going to, no, that's Letang going to the sin bin. Power play, Capitals number 4 in the NHL, Penguins number 2 in the NHL on the kill. Only the Hurricanes have killed more penalties than the Penguins. Oshie. Or Kuznetsov has it. Or is it Johansson? Or could be Carlson. I don't know. Carter. That goes off the skates. Got blocked out in front. Kuznetsov with it. Oshie fires one. It's gloved by Yari. Capitals in their traditional home road whites with red and blue trimming. The old school Capital logo on the front in blue lettering. Penguins in the Ranger style road home blacks with gold lettering, and Pittsburgh going diagonal. With white trim, with gold and white trimming on it. Backstrom fires, save, rebound. And it's cleared out. 45 seconds left on the penalty kill for the Penguins. And in that time, once those 40 seconds plus are up, Letang comes out of the sin bin. Will be out of the sin bin. Shots are 18-14 Pittsburgh. Stolen by Getzel. And it's another penalty on Pittsburgh. This will be a two-man advantage for the next 22 seconds. Carter going in for hooking, or is he going in for tripping? Oh, it's a high stick. So 22 seconds of 5-on-3 for the Capitals. Oh, got him right in the face. Got TJ Oshie in the face with that stick. Ovechkin, 10 power play goals from the left circle this season. Time for most in the NHL. That puck goes out of play. And now Dumoulin's busted. Oh, he shot out of the. And that's a tough break for Pittsburgh. On the other hand, that gives three. That was only 3 seconds burned off the two-man edge. So essentially, it's 3 minutes and 57 seconds of man up. So essentially, 3 minutes and 57 seconds of two-man advantage of a minimum two-man advantage time for the Capitals. Down low, blocked. First penalty's over. And there's the glove save by Jari. Letang can finally come out of the sin bin. On the Oshie shot. Go! One-timer to Oshie! Or was that Ovechkin that put it in? Either way, 3 of 3. And that ends the two-man advantage. It was the great 8, Ovechkin, number 44 on the year. You're 449 into the second. John Carlson with the setup. That's 284 goals in career for the great 8. Was that behind me? Oh, that was a photo of myself and Colt Cabana we took in 2017. When I ran into him at a Ring of Honor or TV taping after a match he had. If you were wondering, Nick. Somewhat of a default backdrop on my channel. There's nobody in my window. Pittsburgh clears it out. Schultz behind his own net. It's probably a squirrel. Ten seconds left. And Dumoulin's out of the sin bin. Russ. And that puck gets passed out of the way and out into the Penguins' defensive end. I know they were trying to pass it and try to set up a shot. 47th assist for Carlson in the year, 22nd for Nick Backstrom. Puck in the boards. Getzel. Crosby down. Scrum in front of the net, in the corner. Capitals clear it out. They've got the numbers. It's 4-on-2. Crosby, Getzel rushing back. Shot wide. And a huge hit. I don't know who went down. Getzel clears it out to Crosby. Dumoulin. Rodriguez can't get. Shot is blocked out in front. McMichael with the shot save. Rebound. Yari has to cover it up. And fight breaks out behind the Penguin net. Knocks it off its moorings. It's Oshie and Pedersen going at it. Hello, Valix Prime. Yeah, 3 straight penalties on the Penguins, and that opens the door for this. Ovechkin, stick side, goal. That's 773. 4 now for the Great 8. He's now 27 behind Gordie Howe and 120 behind the Great One, Wayne Gretzky. We'll take a timeout. $11:35 left in the second period, tied at 3 in Pittsburgh. Fuck you, Steph. For those who don't know what I've been up to in recent times, outside of my whole activism for a certain voice actor, I've been doing podcasts with a member of the Entertainers Real Talking Real Sports Discord, namely Gabe S Sports, and I've been doing call-ins on the Legion of Nicks podcast, and occasionally trying to get in on Nothing But Nicks podcast. But I've had more luck with the Legion. Even got to be in their StreamYards a couple of times, once or twice. In the StreamYard for a couple of games. Granted, it was only halftime and post game for one, and most of the entirety of the game the first go around. Looks like Ovechkin got hit in the ankle with a puck. Anyway, Ovechkin now on the bench. He's had 2 shots, 1 goal in 6 minutes of ice, in almost 7 minutes of ice time. To the right of Yari, or left. I don't know which side he's on. Schultz wrists it wide. Harrison clears it out. Tuesday on ESPN, it's Flyers and Capitals. At 7, 9:30, Lightning and Stars. Thursday at 8, Wild and Stars. That shot saved. And the playoffs begin on ESPN May 2nd. It'll also be available on TNT. That shot fired and ricocheted out of the rink. By Mantha. Those 2 games in hand due to COVID reschedulings. Links for the Capitals. And you can say the same thing for the New York Islanders, who sit 11 back of Washington for that last wild card slot. Islanders playing the Blues later tonight in St. Louis. I'm an Islanders fan, and I'm hoping that the Penguins can rebound and win this damn game. Puck still in the Penguin zone. Cleared out. Boyle chases after it. 23-19 in favor of the Capitals in the shot department. Dumoulin tries. Tank fires one. Wraparound goes wide. He misses the mouth. Shot saved on the deflection. Ovechkin on the break in the corner. Along the boards. He gets tripped up by Letang. To Getzlaf. Or Burkett, I should say. Into the boards. Goes a Capital. Madison. The Cal stick. Fans trying to rally the Pens. Stolen. It's a cold spring day in the igloo. Yes, I know it's the Pittsburgh Civic Center that was called the Igloo back in the day, but any arena that, in my opinion, the Penguins play these days should be considered the Igloo. But that being said, where we had 5 goals last period, we've only got one in this one, and that was an Ovechkin power play goal about 3 minutes in 3 minutes ago in terms of game time, and about 7 or 8 minutes ago in the game, on the period clock. You guys want me to turn up the volume a little more? Crosby. Latang fires, deflect me, blocked out in front, and then be honest, it's kind of interesting doing a game not involving a New York sports team. Shot wide. Whatever, Raph. Wait till July for that, and I don't even know if I'll be able to cover any of the games. If they're not on Fox, I can't do it. I mean, sure, I've got the radio set up for MLB.com, but I'm not sure if I'd be willing to do it anyway. Playoff side, 6:31 left. We'll take a timeout. 6:31 left in the second period. We're tied at 3 in Pittsburgh, or between the Penguins and the Capitals. 4 people, 4 likes. I think I never had more than 7 in any of my live streams related to sports. In terms of viewers. But then again, I am still a relatively small channel. I've only got 253 subs, even though it says 254 on the total. I'm sure one of them is a damn bot. I really hate it when YouTube gives you a bot bonus. I mean, considering how I started this channel, 2007 to 2010, I didn't put up any videos. 2011, I started to get into video making, but didn't start getting a lot of major subs until 2016, 2017. 2019, when the whole Manana controversy started, doubt it, Raphael. And even if I do, it's only going to be one game, and it's going to be against Carolina. Keep in mind, I live in the Carolinas. As Raph, as I was saying, when the Manana controversy kicked in, and I jumped on the fight saying that I stuck up for Vic, my totals, my subtotal skyrocketed to over 100 by the end of 2019. Took a little time off in 2020 due to the fact COVID was happening. There wasn't really much news in that regard. And last year, I started to make up for some lost time. I decided to make up for lost time. I'm with some wrestling videos, some cosplay, and some Vic rant, some rants against Kick Vic, and branching out more into wrestling than I had done in previous years. Now I decided to add one more little wrinkle in the channel of Potpourri, doing New York sports rants and doing these live play-by-plays. Puck out of play, 6:26 to go in the period, and my number of subs has gone up from like 200 whatever that at the start of this year to around this 250 mark. into the 250 mark. Let me double check what I'm up to, what I was up to in terms of my subs. Puck will be at center ice. Kuznetsov against Malkin for the face-off. Won by Kuznetsov. Back behind the Capital net. Puck wide. That goes back in the net, into the crowd. 5.5 left in the second. 3-3. Got my first subscribers in 2011. But I didn't have many. 2012, I hovered around that 3 to 5 sub level. 2013, I finally hit 5 subs. And hovered around 4 to 6 subs from 2015 up until 2016. 2014 up until 2015. Broke double digits in July of that year for the first time. And got to around 20 subs in 2017. End of 16, start of 17. And by 2018, I was at 27 subs. I was at 30 subs by the end of 2018. And then the Manana controversy hit. And that's when I took off. Starting from February 11th, 2019 was at 34. I catapulted myself. My numbers catapulted for a good chunk of the remainder of that year, going from 34 to by Christmas of 2019 to 101. Essentially, I nearly tripled my sub account, my subtotal. But then I kind of slacked off in 2020 because the bug was around and didn't get many people to sub to my channel. I only got about 21 subs that year. 20 or so 18 to 20 subs that year. But then I jumped it up. Gained to 215 by 2022, and now I sit at 254, even though it's really 253. But that being said, let's get back to the game. Face off won by the Capitals. Thanks, Raph. You're welcome, Raph. Shot wide. Shot goes over the net. Capitals with the puck on the attack. Under 5 left in the second. Net, and it's saved by Jari. 4:44 left. This period going a little faster than I thought it would. Sorry for the ranting. I got a little too caught up in it. The bragging. I apologize for that. Let's get back to the game. Shot blocked. Rodriguez in between the leg, scooped up by Samsonov in between the legs. Yeah, tough break for Evan Rodriguez. He had 30 points in his first 33 games as Penguin, but the last four he's only gotten a dozen. Bad setup on that pass attempt. And it's offsides. .347 left in the second. We're tied at 3 between Washington and Pittsburgh. Some would say the rough start for the Islanders is what doomed their attempts to get into the postseason this year, and I wouldn't blame them if that happened. Learning experience for the Islanders, new venue, new players. That goes wide by Crosby. Matheson gets the Spin wide again. This time he gets double teamed and the puck is stripped from him. 3-on-2 the other way. Larson tries. Schultz. Larson to Eller. There's Schultz. Arselis, and it's saved by Yari to cover it up. He gloves it. .245 left in the second. Still tied at 3. Tonight on NHL Network, it's Ottawa taking on the Rangers, who have a chance to tie the Hurricanes for the lead in the Metro. Tomorrow at 1:30 on TNT, Capitals head home to face Boston. At 4, Nashville comes into Pittsburgh to play the Penguins. On Tuesday on both games on TNT. On Tuesday at 7, Philadelphia comes to town to play the Capitals. But the Flyers only be able to do one thing, and that's try to play spoiler and knock the Capitals out of the playoff hunt. Or at least help the Islanders knock the Capitals out of the playoff hunt. Side of the net. Yuri has to scramble. Rebound. Jerry just dives in. Behind the net come the Penguins. Shots 26-22 in favor of the Capitals. 16-8 in this quarter alone, in this period alone. Shot wide. specifically to the Rangers or the Avalanche. I don't blame you, Evie, but let's face it. Me, I may be a loud barker, but they haven't really come at me outside of Mars Girl, who's basically who even went as far as trying to use my mother to keep me quiet. But personally, I prefer snapping back over playing nice. It's why I view myself as a chaotic ISWB. But that's it. Let's get back to the game. Puck in the capital zone. A minute 13 left in the period. Matt Pedersen with it. Reno. Rodriguez, under a minute left. Shot snap blocked and then descent wide. 40 seconds left in the period. Malkin comes on. And they lose the puck. And Malkin lost the puck. Save, rebound, open net, no. And Samsonov barely manages to catch up with that one. And to be honest, Evie, if you were coming to Collecticon in Charlotte in June, even though Vic's been said he's coming and stated he's coming, something tells me he might not be coming, given that 3 of his detractors are showing up. And for those who want, check a video that I did a couple of weeks ago where I ran down a list to show the common threads as to which detractors in question are the common linchpins showing up. But that being said, let's get back to this. 21.2, who to go? Face off to the left of Samsonov. Shot wide and over the net. By Pedersen. Clock down to 5. Period clock down to 5. And period number 2 is over. Tied at 3. Shots 26-24. 4 in favor of Washington. Penguins 0 for 2 on the power play. Capitals 1 for 3. 4 minutes to 6 in terms of penalty minutes in favor of the Capitals. Faceoffs won 60-40 in favor of the Capitals. 17 block shots to 5 block shots. And Penguins have had 17 shots blocked, to the Capitals 5. Takeaways 6-4 in favor of Pittsburgh. Giveaways 6-4 in favor of Washington. Hits 25-23 in favor of Washington. Lars Eller has both Capitals penalties, 1 for hooking at 2:48 in the first, and interference at 13:09 in the first. On the other hand, the Penguins have an interference penalty by Chris Letang at 2:28 in the second, 4:06 in the second by Jeff Carter, and a 4 for high sticking, and a delay of game puck over the glass by Brian Dumoulin in the second, 4:09 into the second. Oh, 26-25 in shots in favor of Washington. Excuse me. And besides Shiny Eevee, I'm hoping to get to Animazement next month. And it's not because Vic's going to be there. We know he's not. He's obviously not. I just got to do a little. There's a different VA I got to reconcile with. And no, it's not someone who's kicked Vic. It's Kyle Bear. Let's just say we had a small falling out. I had a small falling out with one of his moderators back in January. And I'm hoping to make amends with him at the end of when I run into him at the end of May. I mean, hopefully he'll let me back into his Discord server. Hopefully, but it's not likely. But that said, Trust me, my reasons for going to animation this year are completely stupid, self-centered, but people would get it. I'm going there simply to have to reconcile with somebody. I mean, the only other VA aside from Vic that I interact with on Twitch is Kyle Phelps, but even then, with him, it's few and far between. Reason being, I don't have a lot of the games he streams and that he plays during his streams. No Sea of Thieves, no Call of Duty, no Smash Ultimate. The only times I go in is if he's playing Mario Party, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, or Among Us. Those are the only games I'll go in for. Even then, I'm on a bit of a waiting list. I highly doubt he's ever interested in a Jack round of the Jackbox. Then again, I do that with either Hornswoggle or Matt Hardy, both of whom pro wrestlers. Though with the Hardy family, it's mostly Among Us. That's on Twitch. Speaking of Twitch, let's see what's happening in the Twitch Vine today. I wonder who's on amongst the people I follow and or am sub to. Hmm. Adam Cole's on, baby. As is some kind Johnny, the former's finishing going through his 20th chapter of Elden Ring. The latter is doing Final Fantasy VI. Oh, and Colt's on. Cabana. Pro Wrestler So's match? What the hell does that mean? Makers and crafting. Well, if we ever cross paths, don't expect me to do a lot of cosplay. I don't have my material. It's basically what I can throw together. The only costume I do have is an Ezio one, Evie. And anyway, what do you think about my call of the game, anyway, buddy? The one I'm doing right now, Washington against Pittsburgh, hockey. Oh, Colt's doing some sewing on his channel, on his Twitch channel. Okay. For those wondering, I don't stream much on Twitch. Even if I could, I don't have any followers or subs. Start Devils end up winning this one 3-1 over the Stars. Who's seventh goal and who gets the seventh goal? I don't know. No, Roller Boy. I've had those at Dunkin' Donuts. They're okay. Do I care for these highlights from a women's league? If he gets 51% of the company, I hope Elon Musk does the right thing and eradicates these pigs. Pigs, Evie. Because they deserve it. I mean, if he looks through all those files, that when he takes over Twitter, and he brings them to justice and destroys them, I say he more than deserves to kill. He deserves to kill their Twitter lives. Heck, I think once he gets 51% of the company's shares and becomes the sole stockholder, and essentially the owner of Twitter, let's just say these kickback clowns, they're going to be heading for a new. They're going to be wanting. They're going to be begging for the Twitter news, i.e., they'll want to hang themselves. I'm kind of morbid like that, folks. It's in my nature. I'm very vengeful, judgmental, and I can be quite spiteful, but at least I'm honest about it. Anyway, second intermission done. Second intermission still going. Tied at 3 in the 3 in Pittsburgh. Third period hasn't started yet. I mean, Elon is smart. He'll get rid of the woke loons who run Twitter, or when he takes over. And when he does take over Twitter, to those loons, your accounts are dead. To hell with transgender women and competing in women's sports. I mean, anyone who knows me, I'm against it. To me, it's just men who are so insecure and couldn't make it as men jumping the gender ship and becoming women just so they can dominate in the athletic fields. It's basically a similar yet different principle with women who can't make it in academic, finances, and business. So they basically become men to basically do that. You essentially do that. Thursday, April 28th, the NBA draft. I mean, NFL draft, excuse me. NFL draft, sorry. Lotto commercial. Personally, I don't care for either one of them because they're just basically going to swindle you out of so much money. And for those wondering, I'm referring to the AT&T versus Spectrum mobile crap, Wi-Fi crap. Hmm. 131 minutes. We haven't gotten the third period started yet. Third period about to get started. Here we go. In the second period, 58 shot attempts to 37 in favor of the Penguins. 11 minutes of 18 seconds of attack time. 7 minutes 12 seconds of attack time in favor of the Penguins and Capitals respectively. 5 block shots on the Penguins, 17 block shots by the Capitals. Once again, Capitals going right to left, Penguins left to right. Draw one with the Penguins. Oh, just got it. Shot goes over the net. Yari falls backwards into the net. Crosby, or is that? Russ can't get his second goal of the game in on that shot. On the centering pass. Rodriguez. Orlov with it. Down the boards. Shot. Oh, it went off the post. Dwayne taken down behind the cage. Malkin clears it out. Malkin with 700 career assists earlier. And that's saved by Yari, and he's going to hold it less than 2 minutes into the final period. 18:05 left in the game. Getzlaf. Russ saved on the backhand, but he didn't raise it high enough to where it could have gone past Samsonov. Oh, that one went wide, excuse me. Shot save, rebound, goes wide. Matheson clears it out. And Rimsack shoots it in. Heinen. Oh, she's got it. Crowd, block in front. We're 3.5 into the final period. Puck behind the Penguin cage. And the fourth line of the Capitals has really been doing a lot of forechecking here. So he lives in my neck of the woods, huh? Not shocked. He's trying to find it out. Arzeller with it. Backhand goes wide. Goal differential by period. Plus 13, minus 9, plus 22, for in total plus 26 for Washington on the season. Shoots it down and the puck is iced. Scored 2 in a row at the end of the first to go up 3-2, and then Ovechkin hit one with about less than 5 minutes into the second to tie it up. Draw one by Washington. Tries to get it. Sawyer chases him down. Ovechkin gets tripped up. That's going to be a penalty. Interference coming up as Ovechkin got sent into the net. Now, which got knocked off its moorings as he went sliding, as he got sent into the net. Into Jari, and it knocks both the net and the moorings loose. So no penalty, my bad. .5:13 into the final period. We're still tied at 3. If this goes into overtime, it'll be 3-on-3 for 5 minutes. And then power plays will be 4 against 3. And if no goal is scored, then we go to a shootout where each team takes 3 of their best shooters, 1-on-1 with the goalie, no rebounds, best of 3 wins. But if there are no goals, we go to extra for shots. Shot glove save by Samsonov on Carter. Do you guys want me to turn the volume up a little bit? Yes or no on the game? I'm not going to put it up too high to be fair. Carter. St. By Samsonov. To Carter. Wrist one wide. If for those wondering, I am not going to change the camera angle to show the game. Pittsburgh changes it up. And Yari's barely able to hang on to it before it gets over the line. That's a dead puck. 6:32 into the period. We've been at this for well over 100, almost 2.5 hours, folks. Of course, everyone remembers what my longest stream was. It was Super Bowl 56, going over 4 hours. And then my Knicks Lakers stream, which went over 3. Or either my Rangers Lightning one that went just over 250. And my last, and the two Knicks streams after those games, after the Laker game, barely went over 2.5. I should be on my way to surpassing those numbers in a few minutes. See, I'm about 13 minutes away from breaking my shortest stream total, which was the net game, Knicks versus Nets, which went 238.04. This stream has been going 2 hours, 25 minutes, and 32 seconds. Penguins win the draw. Russ with it. Shoots it in. Saved by Samsonov, and he's going to cover it up. Next Saturday, it's St. Louis against Minnesota. That'll be on ABC. Minnesota against St. Louis on ABC. April 17th at 1, it's Florida against Detroit on ESPN. That's the Easter Sunday game. Which means most of the restaurants, fast food chains out that have been doing fish sandwiches, they're gonna stop that. I mean, the only reason they were doing it is because it's promotional garbage for Lent. So you guys only got about a week to get a fish sandwich from your local Arby's, Hardee's, Jack in the Box, Wendy's. And I'm just mentioning the ones that pump them out periodically. Popeye, that pop them out for this period. Popeyes. And we look at the West Conference picture, or Colorado, Minnesota, St. Louis, all well in the hunt. But it looks like Colorado's well on its way to the President's Trophy, the top spot in the West, and the top spot in the NHL overall. Jari tries to cut it off, can't. Pittsburgh coming in on a 3-game losing streak. And the net got loose. Oh, Samson's goal stick got caught under Rodriguez, and it jarred the net loose. Three each, double team. Let's recap what's going down later this week. Tuesday, Flyers Capitals at 7, Lightning Stars at 9:30. Both games on part of an ESPN doubleheader. Thursday, ESPN doubleheader, Wild Stars, Minnesota and Dallas at 8. We already mentioned Minnesota, St. Louis next Saturday. I'm not sure if I'm going to cover that one. Yeah, I'm going to cover that game. And Easter Sunday at 1, Florida, Detroit. Cal, soft roll or gets deflected wide. Shot on the forehand, saved by Jari, but the Caps can't get it out. "17 attempts to 7 in favor of Washington in this period." I mean, I find it a little odd that Pittsburgh is playing so defensively in this period, in the last period and a half. And that ends up and the puck ends up in the sin bin with 10:52 left in the game. "10:20 left in the game. Caps with it. Halfway through the period. And the puck is covered up by Jari again. 9:48 left in the game. 3 each in the PPG Paints Arena in Pittsburgh. All 3 Penguin goals came in the first period. We haven't had a goal since the Sidney Crosby goal in the power play goal with 15:11 left in the second. Shots on goal 37-29 in favor of the Capitals, 11-4 in this period in favor of Washington. No penalties in this period so far. Hits are 36-31 Washington. 8-7 in takeaways in favor of Pittsburgh. 8-4 in giveaways in favor of Washington. Remember, in hockey, you don't want giveaways. And it's about 5:35. I gotta feed my dog. Evie, hold down the fort while I do that. You may still hear my voice. Snoopy, dinner time. Unless you want to trick, I believe, he's not going to get the call. Score! And we got a fight breaking out between Zucker and Riemsdyk, but it doesn't matter. Tom Wilson puts it home, and it's now 4-3 Washington with 8:25 left in the game. Sorry about that. I'm back. I prefer a cold pizza. A bullet that went over the glove Love of Jari. And the Capitals' aggression puts them in front by 1. Try to respond in kind to the Caps. Maybe Raph, but I don't know. Jari pokes it free. Pens fans trying to rally their team back. 7.5 to go. They're down a goal. And you had to ask me, this lackadaisical effort by the Penguins in the last 2 periods is going to be what kills them if they lose this game. Shot off the edge, off the side of the net. And into Rodriguez. Through the rebound goes behind the net. Or was blocked. That pass goes wide. Carter. Shot saved by Samsonov, and he's going to hold it. 6:40 left in the game. Caps up 4-3. This is regular season hockey, Raph. Shot blocked. Russ. Puck behind the Capital net. Goes back out. We're down to under 6. That's a toss-up for me. I prefer either Pizza Hut or Domino's, to be honest, Raph. But I haven't been to Domino's since New Year's Day. And Pizza Hut has really been jacking up due to inflation. We'll take a timeout with 5.5 left. With just over 5.5 left. Capitals 4, Pittsburgh 3. Well, we've been at this for 160 minutes. It's now is officially my 4th longest stream all time. As for what's going on for me in fantasy baseball, I'm doing pretty good. 98.5 to 82 over a buddy of mine in the Entertainer Discord. Oh, it's a bench minor. Too many men on the ice for the Penguins. Against the Penguins, too many men on the ice. Washington 1 for 3 on the power play today with 6 shots. See, and that puck is cleared out. We're 50 seconds into the penalty. Into the kill. We're under 5 in the paint in the PPG paints. In the PPG paints. Down at 35 on the penalty. Before Getzel gets out of the sin bin, or is it who is in the sin bin for the? Hopefully, put a little more breathing room between them and the Islanders for the final wild card. .3 minutes left. 3.5 to go. Bobbled, and Yari's got to cover it. ABC. See, Raphael, ABC. It's on ABC. It's nationally televised. .330 left. Well, a 21-7-5 record on the road will do that for you. Down. Didn't go in. And on the save by Samsonov. Into Letang. And the Pens have to regroup again. Malkin sent it in. A penalty coming up. I think Getzlaf got hit in the mouth with a stick. That's going to be a high stick. I think Getzel got hit in the mouth. I think his lip's been cut. That's Ferrari, who's going into the sin bin. So for 239, the Penguins will have the man advantage, and if they choose to pull Yari, it'll be a 2-man advantage, 6 attackers. But I don't know if they'll go that route. They've been pretty lethargic in terms of their defense, terms of offense since the first period. 2:39 left in the game. Capitals up 4-3. Martin Fevari in the sin bin. Penguins are going to burn their timeout. Coach Sullivan going to leave the top line out. So they hit the top of the crossbar and over the net. That one hit the post. That was by Malkin. That one goes wide. And now out of the goal mouth comes Yari. It'll be 6 attackers for Pittsburgh. Kuznetsov with a long one, and it's in. Evgeny Kuznetsov might as well just put the dagger in this one. 1:41 left. It's 5-3 Pittsburgh. Number 23 in the year for Evgeny Kuznetsov. But since then, the Capitals have been on a steady decline when it comes to playoff performance, getting knocked out in either the first or second rounds of the postseason. And then this. Rifled one over. Yari back in net, and now he's going to leave again. Letang. That one's going to slide. Is it going to roll? No, it's going to be short. Less than a minute left. And more importantly, it pulls them 2 points further away from the Islanders. We took a major step back this season. Fehervary got it. 6-3 Washington. And as soon as he comes out of the sin bin and he gets his stick on the biscuit, flicks it in. 27 seconds left. 6-3 Washington. And I think most of the Pens fans are heading for the exits right about now. 4 unanswered goals by the Capitals. That's number 7 for Ferravari. And that's win number 22 on the road for the Capitals. And there's the final horn. The score, it's done in Pittsburgh. Your final score, Washington Capitals 6, Pittsburgh Penguins 3. Final shot on goal total, Pittsburgh with 45 shots on goal. Capitals 45 shots. Pittsburgh with 32. Face-offs 53-47 in favor of Washington. Capitals went 1 for 4 on the power play. Penguins 0 for 3 on the power play. 11 penalty minutes for Washington. 13 for Pittsburgh, which is probably one of the key factors in today's game. 39 hits to 33 in favor of Pittsburgh. 20 to 11 blocks in favor of Pittsburgh. 9 to 6 in terms of giveaways in favor of Washington. 9 to 6 in favor of takeaways in favor of Pittsburgh. Washington improves to 39, 22, and 10. Pittsburgh falls to 41, 22, and 10. Yeah, in that game, they're heading home. 22, 7, and 5 now for the Capitals on the road. But now the question is, can they win in a venue where they're considered pretty mediocre at home in the Capital One? Anyway, interview with the Great Eight. Yes, Raph, both these teams are in playoff. I'm pretty sure they're both in playoff contention, but I'll double check with Boston. Let's see. Yes, they are. They sit at 45, 21, and 5 with 95 points, number 3 in the Atlantic Division. 1 point ahead of Tampa for the top wild card spot. But a tough break for the Penguins today. They needed a win and couldn't get it. Whatever the case, I thank everyone who showed up. Please leave a comment, and when this video is uploaded, smash that like button, sub to my channel. This is Mets2128 signing out. I must bid you adieu. So until next time, whenever that will be, goodbye and good night.